Hello everyone, welcome to Coding Vibes. This is Kostav, your tech partner. So today we are going to cover the day 2 of Python 60 days bootcamp, which we have just started. And we just covered day 1 class where we have covered installation of Python on MacBook and Windows machines. And we have also seen different IDs which will be used to write Python codes from where we can download the Python software and all those stuffs. Who have missed the day 1 session, never mind. I have also put the link of the day 1 session along with my blog where we have the codes and everything. You guys can take a look and refer. And also feel free to comment if you have any questions or queries. So with that, I'm going to start today's session. So day 2, Python script execution, comments and basic syntax. So why we all need these components? Let's take a look. First of all, we'll see quickly that what are the difference between interactive and scripting mode. So immediate feedback in interactive mode. What that means is that in interactive mode allows users to execute Python commands line by line, providing instant feedback and facilitating rapid experimentation, which is particularly beneficial for learning and debugging small code snippets. And the syntax is there in the thumbnail, which is Python is the command, and then hyphen or dash I for interactive, and then your Python file name .py extension. So if you put that command or execute this command on the terminal, then you will get the interactive mode. In the middle section, the structured development in scripting mode. So scripting mode supports the creation of organized Python files, enabling developers to write comprehensive applications with structured code, including functions and classes, enhancing maintainability and collaboration. So if we think about, to a good big project in Python, so obviously scripting mode is the best practice, is always the best practice, rather, I would say. And then if we see a quick use case and limitations of both the modes, then in a nutshell, while interactive mode excels in quick test and learning environments, scripting mode is essential for larger projects, as I mentioned earlier, requiring extensive code organization, automated execution, and robust debugging capabilities. So this is the basic difference between scripting mode and the interactive mode. I personally work in scripting mode, and I would recommend you all to work in the scripting mode, because that way you'll get the full facilities, privileges of an ID, and in terms of structuring your code, modules, and everything. Coming back to the effective comments in code, why we need to comment. I will go into the code shortly, but before that, I just want to talk about the code commenting. So what is code commenting and why it is a best practice? So basically, the comments will enhance your understandability of the code. So we comment on a specific chunk of code so that we can tell other developers who will be working in future, or you are working in a team, that what is your exact snippet or that code post section is actually doing. So for example, I have written a function which will add two numbers. So I will just write a comment on top of my function that the below function is responsible to add or multiply or do some kind of arithmetic calculations, so that when other team members will work on that module with the comment, that person can easily understand what that section is actually doing. So it is a best practice to comment all the time, because in small code it is still manageable, but then I would always recommend that as a best practice you should comment even it is 4 lines of code or 2 lines of code or a larger project, because that's a best practice. And in terms of maintainability slash understanding, the code will become much easier with the code comments. And as you can see here, that it enhances code understanding, it facilitates code reviews, whoever is reviewing your code, it supports debugging efforts. So you can quickly in a long 1,000 lines of code, if you are doing, then you can just search with a keyword of any function or something which is written in the comment, and you can easily go there and see what is that function is using if you are getting any error there. So in a nutshell, code commenting is a best practice. Now, today we are going to explore some of the Python syntax rules, understanding syntax importance. So if we are to master Python syntax rules, including indentation, case sensitivity, and comments, is essential for writing clean, efficient code, preventing errors, and ensuring that program functions are intended in various scenarios. So in Python, indentation is one of the key. If we don't do indentation correctly in a proper manner, then we'll get the compilation error, because the way the Python compiler is designed, that it will understand the indentation. So for example, if we are writing in a function which will add two numbers, we will put a enter at the end of the first line of the function where we're defining the function, and the cursor will come down below, and then we'll create a tab, or we'll just press a tab to do an indentation, just to make compiler understand that what are the variables which we are taking is a part of that function. So indentation, it's kind of like a tree or a step-like structure where it helps the compiler to understand the order of execution of each lines of the code, right? So indentation is very, very important, and also the case sensitivity is another key, um, and commenting. So combining all these three components will give you a clean and efficient code, rather I would say error-free code. So code commenting and indentation, along with the sensitivity, maintaining the sensitivity is very, very important, right? Having said that, we will go quickly to the editor. And the first day we have shown you that how to organize the folder structure, and you will see that my folder structures are organized in a very efficient format. And so here we go. You can see in the Explorer window, lots and lots of folders are there, right? And we'll select the module 2, day 2 of today's code. Um, so here is a piece of code which we'll see today. And as you can see, this hash is a sign or symbol which we use for code commenting, right? So, and what will happen, you see this, this is a Visual Studio editor IDE. And if you see, the moment you put a hash, the color of this entire sentence, it becomes green, which means, the compiler will not take this line into consideration while compiling the code, right? So it will become a help text kind of a thing in your module. So for example, like if I put an enter over here and put a hash, this is a sample. So you see, the moment you put the hash symbol, it will the sentence after that becomes green in color, which is nothing but a help text, or we call it as a comment. So here, if you see, we have written the comment as single line comment example, that this is a print function, which is actually a code, and which will print something. And we can do a multi-line comment as well with triple quotes. Like if you see here, we have put the three triple quotes here, and then we put multi-line comments, which we can use later, or will be helpful for in terms of troubleshooting or debugging, right? And on top of that, we have also written running a simple arithmetic operation. So anybody who we will anybody, like if you can if you will work on, you have to work on this module later, right? You can see this comment and you can easily understand that what the below chunk of code is actually doing. So running a simple arithmetic operation, which means that the below code or below this section of the code is actually doing a mathematic calculation or arithmetic operation. So you see clearly we have a, which is a variable, equals 10, which means like this a is containing the value or an integer 10, and then b is actually holding the value of 5, and then what we're doing, we're printing um, this addition, and then we are simply doing an addition, a plus b, which is 10 plus 5 equals 15, and then we are also doing a multiplication, which is a star b. Now if we have to run this code. So you see here, we got this print statement. This will print something which we can see here, and and then the second print addition over here. Addition equals 15, which is 10 plus 5, and then multiplication, which is 10 multiplies 5, which is 50. So the important factor here is all these green lines, which are the comments, they haven't, they have no impact in the runtime or the code results, right? Or in the execution. So that's the beauty. So that's the best practice, right? That we have commented the portion in my entire piece of code. So I've got like 20 lines of code, and I have done the commenting where I can easily understand that what each section in my module or in my entire code structure is actually doing, right? So that's the beauty of commenting. I would strongly recommend or encourage you all that please don't forget to comment, because comment will help in terms of troubleshooting or debugging, or any other team members will be working in your module, and later that will be having a clear understanding that what is your module or your piece of code is actually doing, right? Um, and then also, if you see, I have written a comment like use terminal. So as I have mentioned that we can also run the Python code using terminal. So for that, let me see, where am I? I do a quick ls. So I am in this, and yeah, we need to go to the folder location. Um, Pick city. Okay, just bear with me one moment. We need to just change the location where our file is present. Yeah, we'll just write cd. No, better to, where my files are present. So if I go over here, and if we see the entire folder structure, one second. I think we can modify this one too. So or bear with me. My name. Okay, what we'll do, we'll just do a get info. We'll copy the entire path, come here, and we'll do a quick clear and cd, and yep, ls. You can see that only my day2 file is there, so I'll just take a copy of that and I'll write Python, oops, sorry, and the file name, oops, sorry, Python will not take like this way. It should be Python 3. Yep, there you go. So we have a version of Python 3. So you have to write the keyword Python 3 and your actual Python file name followed by .py extension. So you see, we got all the results that the first print statement, it got executed, and then we got the second print statement along with the calculation of a plus b, which is 10 plus 5, 15, and then the third print statement with multiplication word printed, and it also multiplied a star b or a asterisk b, which is 10 multiplies 5, which is 50, right? Okay. Yeah, so this is all about code commenting, syntaxes, and the different modes which we have just shown. And if you really, and that's it for today, day 2. If you really like this video, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and also a thumbs up is very, very important. That will keep us motivated to bring all these videos which will be helpful for you. I believe you have enjoyed this session, and keep yeah, and stay tuned for more videos. We'll be having entire 60 days bootcamp. So yeah, stay tuned for upcoming videos. Till then, thank you so much for your time and stay safe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.